Hello, welcome back to Body Language Today. I'm Fabian. All right, I have some notes here. Today we're going to talk about adapters. Adapters are any gesture that relieves nervous energy. So, for instance, any gesture that that releases nervous energy. There's some that are very obvious, some that are very subtle, but they all have the same meaning. Adapters are pacifying. They're psychologically soothing emotional discomfort. For instance, when someone, like, for instance, there's tons of them, but when someone rubs the back of their neck, you know, especially when it's done, I can't emphasize this enough. Adapters are more genuine when they come out in critical moments, when a critical question is asked, something that they don't really like or would want to answer, or they're put in a bad position. That's when the adapters come out, and the adapters are very revealing. They're very indicative of a person's real emotional state. It could be, like I said, rubbing the back of the neck. What else? Self-hug. Those are very obvious that they're extremely nervous. I was watching, I guess, some guy that killed his wife and kids. When they were interviewing him, when the police got there, he was doing that's a perfect example. I have to remember, but he was self-hugging himself so intense, so tight. He was gripping himself very tight. You have to see it so you can see what I'm talking about. But that guy was self-hugging himself so tight that it was obvious that he was something was wrong. That was a huge red flag. That was a very anomalous gesture, especially in that particular time when they were questioning him. That was a huge red flag. But anyways, that's an adapter. Auditory pacification. It's basically when you pacify yourself, like I was just talking about right now, but you do it auditorily. You say something to, like, soothe your nerves. Like, you see someone you don't like and you say, "Jesus, help me." You actually say it with your words, or you say something to pacify the nerves. That's just an example. Self-hug, scratching, touching your face, touching your nose. Oh, here's a huge one. Luckily that I had it here written down. When you rub your forelegs. I don't know if I'm making sense, but say you're sitting down and you're like drying, like say you're drying your palms, like you're like drying your palms, and you're drying them on your legs, on your forelegs, especially in critical moments. That's a huge indicator of something's up, or they're suppressing their real feelings. So adapters are very, very revealing. A lot of people undermine them, but they're very revealing. They show that a person's uncomfortable. It shows, adapters show suppressed negative feelings, or something's going on up there that they don't really like. They're like, "Oh shit." That's what it means, adapters. Some are like cartoonish. For instance, when they're ventilating, when they'll do something like this, or ventilate, "Oh shit, I'm feeling the heat." But there's tons of them. But adapters reveal emotional discomfort. They happen in real time. You just got to be very observant when you're listening or watching people, as I call it, reading people. You'll see it in everything. Say, for instance, me, when I watch shows, I always read people. It's a good way to practice. You'll see them. Some people are so obvious, they'll try to make them where they come across all nonchalant, but they're very obvious. They're trying to be discreet or acting like if they don't mean nothing, but they mean a lot. Like in critical moments, like we seen you with that other woman at that place, and they're like, what do you mean? You see that? In that critical moment, they're soothing, they're mentally biting their lip. That's an adapter. Especially at a critical moment, it's extremely revealing. Again, adapters are pacifying behaviors, any gesture releasing nervous energy, and it shows emotional discomfort, insecurity, fear, stress. Adapters, wringing of the hands. Say, for instance, they're talking to you and they start wringing their hands. Say, not this obvious, I'm just doing it for demonstration, but sometimes it can be extremely subtle. They're doing something like this, or stroking a finger. That's a physiological response to what's happening in their subconscious mind. So you got to be extremely observant of that, and don't rationalize that when you see it. It don't have to be extreme, but there something is going on, and you can't undermine that. All right, guys. Today we're talking about adapters. Again, this is Fabian from Body Language Today. See you next time.